Hello everyone and welcome to this Hidden Treasures video. This morning we'll be taking a look at how to set up a continuous deployment workflow with a Vue.js app, which is a JavaScript framework, and set up continuous deployment. So this is for hosting on Forge via a GitHub repository. So basically what we want is every time we make changes to our Vue app source code and we push those into our GitHub repository, then we want Forge to automatically know about that, to trigger a build, a production build of our app, and then to ready that built code for deployment to Forge's CDN. It makes developing JavaScript apps an absolute pleasure, and so it's something you should really know about. So there's a few prerequisites that I have for this project. So firstly, I've got this app, this Vue app that I built. It doesn't really matter what the app is. In this case, it's just a nice little Vue app that's designed to show videos from the Beach YouTube channel. It's got a little search bar so you can search for videos, and that's it really. It doesn't really matter what it is. This applies to any Vue application. And the next thing we need is a Forge site. So I'm logged into my Forge account. We're going to come back here and set this up fully in a second. And then finally we have a GitHub account and a GitHub repository where I've done an initial push of my project, but we're going to push some more code to here in a second. So they're the basic things that I need for this workflow. And the final piece that I have is my actual source code for my project. So I just have it here open in my Atom editor. You can use any code editor, it's no problem. There's nothing special about that. So the first thing we need to do is add a file. You may already have this file in your project. You may already be doing some configuration, but this is the vue.config.js file. As I said, you may already have it. If so, no problem. You can just add to it, but otherwise you need to create it. So we're just going to add this module export statement, which is an object, and that object is the output directory. So we put output dir and we set that to a build directory. So this is the directory that Forge is looking for when your app compiles the production build. This is the folder that Forge is looking for to then deploy, basically. And Forge is looking for that a level up from your project code, which is why we have the two full stops in front of the /. So let's commit this change up to our code repository, and we'll give it a little push up to GitHub. Cool. So that's gone through successfully. So if we switch back to GitHub and refresh the page, you'll see now that the vue.config.js file is in our project. Excellent. So now we just need to set up our Forge site. So just going to rename this from the default, and we'll call it Vue CI. We'll create the site, and you'll see that Forge sets up the basics for us. So the first thing we want to do is head into settings and connect our GitHub account. From here, we need to find our video browser project and choose the master branch, and we're going to enable auto deployment. So that's not actually going to trigger a deployment just yet. So we'll do that in a second. But first, if we scroll down the settings, we want to find the cloud services, and we're going to enable the Webpack cloud service. So this will basically run the site through the Webpack build process prior to deployment. So just to finish up very simply, we're going to manually trigger a first deployment and test that everything's working as expected. You can open up the Forge console to see what's going on in the process. As you can see, everything checks out. So we've sent a webhook to the build manager. We're waiting for the build to complete, and we should get a response on that any second now from the Webpack online service. And that's done. And you see how quickly Forge passes the rest of the files and prepares it for deployment, and that's it, it's deployed. So if we open up and refresh the browser here, you can see I've got my search bar. If I make a quick search for video, you can see they're now pulling through. So yeah, that's my app is successfully deployed to Forge at this point in time. So that was very simple. Now what we want to do to complete this journey is make a change to our source code, which we'll do. I'm just going to add, I think, a placeholder in my input component. We'll just add some text into here. Search videos. And so you can see if I go back to my local dev environment, hot reload has put that into the input. So we're going to git add, git commit, and then add some relevant message. And let's push this up to our repository. That's done. And now what we should expect, if we refresh the Forge page, we should see that successfully it's received notification from GitHub. It's automatically started the deployment, same as last time, but without any intervention. We're now rebuilding the project once again and letting Forge do its stuff. Within a few more seconds, the site will be ready and our updated version. So the last thing to do is just to refresh here and check that that's happened successfully. And we're all good. So that was a very quick and very simple way to really improve your front-end development workflow with JavaScript client frameworks. This is a Vue example. It's not that much different for React. Have a great day.